Hi folks, welcome back to our channel. John here from Designed Elegance Pastry Shop for another baking lesson. And tonight's lesson is going to be, we're going to make some lemon cookies with filling. They're going to be, a cookie that you mix the dough. We're going to roll it out. We're going to add some filling. We're going to cut them up. We're going to bake them, decorate them. They're going to be awfully delicious, and they are for a certain someone that is very special to my heart. So without any further ado, let's get started. We are going to start with a pound of butter. And this is going to be a very simple recipe. Okay, so I have already pre-softened this butter. I'm going to start with my 4 sticks right in the bottom here of my mixing bowl. I'm going to use my paddle. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so along with our 1 pound of butter, I believe I need about 2.5 cups of granulated sugar. So let's check that. Yes, that is correct. Okay, so let's use our little measuring cups here. We got our 1 cup measure. There's 1. How much? 2.5? Okay. Yeah, that's about half right there. Okay, so 2.5 cups along with our 1 pound. And I'm going to start mixing this here. Okay, now I'm going to look for this to get nice and smooth. I want the butter to break down and the sugar to, soften it up. So we'll let this mix for a minute. And while we're letting it mix, I'm going to use my grater here, and I'm going to zest and juice a couple lemons. Okay, now I've done this before for the camera in the lemon log lesson, but I'll just quick review. I bought these lemons a week ago so they could sit on the counter and get nice and ripe and soft, fully ripe. And I'm just doing little circles right here on the grater, and I'm being very careful not to nick my knuckles because it hurts when you do that. So just a couple of little quick circles around, and I keep moving the lemon. Okay, now I'm not going all over the whole thing because I'm trying to keep my zest in one little area, because then that's going to be less to clean, and we'll have less stuck to the actual grater. Alright, almost done with this one. And again, take your time with this. Do not just go crazy and nick your knuckles, because like I said, that'll hurt a lot. Alright, so look at that. We got just about all of it off. Now when you're zesting lemons, one thing you want to avoid is going too far down. Okay, once you take the very outside surface off, that's where all the flavor is. If you start going down into the meat of it, it's going to be bitter. Okay, so you're actually working against yourself if you do that. You don't want to do that. Just take the very edge off. You're better off leaving a little than trying taking it down too far. Okay, now let me, this is coming along nice. I've been letting it mix nice and slow. I know it's noisy in here when I do that, but what are you going to do? All right, so look at this. Isn't this nice? That's nice and smooth. Pretty darn even. Got a little chunk in the bottom there. Okay. See, now basically, like I said, I'm just letting my mixer do the work while I'm doing that. Okay. Yeah, I'm not even going to worry about, well, might as well while I'm here, scrape all the way down to the bottom. There we go. Okay. Let's just get this little bit off here and this little bit off here. See these little corners in the paddle? That's where you got to watch for your chunks of butter to collect. All right. Let's start this up again. Keep it on the nice low speed. We don't want it to go crazy now. And let me come back and do this one quick. All right, I already explained how I did it, so let me just get this one done.
We'll work through this one.
Oh, yeah. That's why I explained what I was doing on the first one.
Time working it.
Yep, exactly. All right. Good enough. Very good. Okay, let's stop this. Get all that down to the bottom there. Okay. All right. Now, get my paring knife here. I like to use my paring knife for this. Okay. This is why I don't like to go all the way across the grater. Keep it in one corner. Because you got to do this. You got to get it out. Okay, now I'm going to give it a bang. Like so. And look at that. Voila, we got it all. That's what you want. A little bit on the inside, no big deal. Okay, so now we got to get all this into there. So we'll use a handy dandy spatula here. Okay, look at that. Oh, that is lovely. Talk about. Oh. Hey, you know, it happens.
I know.
That's what happens. We'll get all that. It's not going to waste, that's for sure. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we said that for the outtakes.
All right. Look at that. That's lovely. Okay, before I go mixing this anymore, I might as well go ahead and juice this here lemon. Okay. Okay, let me go get my strainer here. All right, Ski. Let's just take this guy off here. Move that to right there. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, so when you let your lemons sit at room temperature for a week, after you bring them home from the grocery store before you want to use them, this is what happens. You get all your juice, nice and easy. Okay, there's lots of juice. It's not like it's a rock hard lemon. Okay, it's had time to ripen properly, where it's not been in the refrigerator for, you know, who knows how long. And we want to get just as much of that juice as we possibly can. Okay. Now, if you have a what's called a lemon reamer, a citrus reamer, that's even better, because then you can just jam it right in and I don't have one of those, so I'm just doing it old school, squeezing it by hand. And this is why we try not to scrape our knuckles because that lemon juice in a bloody knuckle would be really, really painful at this point. Okay, so keep that in mind, folks. All right. There we go. Give that a little tap. And let me put this over here for now. Okay, so now let us add our paddle back in. Now, very slowly, I'm just going to mix this a little more. Okay. Now, it's a great time to add the color. I want to add color before the flour goes in. I still have eggs to put in too, but I'm going to get this taken care of and out of the way, I think. Use a toothpick here.
Hey John, now what if I was using like store-bought food coloring? What do you think? 2 or 3 drops would be adequate?
To color.
Yeah.
Make it darker than you think, than you really want it, because once you add the flour, it's going to lighten it back up.
Okay.
Okay, so you want to add more than you think you need. See how bright the yellow that is?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm still going to add a little bit more. Look at that. That's very yellow. But you know, you'll be surprised once we add the flour in, it'll become very pale. Okay. So, all right, there's that. Okay.
I figured to ask because I'm thinking about doing this one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this is a hit. I mean, everyone loves these things. Hang on, let me get a cup here. Trying to get ahead of myself here.
I do it too, don't worry about it.
Yeah, you know how it is. Okay, there's a whole egg. Drop that guy in there.
Now,
and we'll get the other one ready.
Quick question about the lemons.
Yo.
What if you don't, like, say you forget to buy the lemons and you gotta get the juice out as quick as possible? How would you handle that?
Do it the way you would. It's just not going to be as easy, and you're not going to get as much.
All right.
Okay. When the lemons aren't ripe, they haven't come to their full juice.
Gotcha.
You know.
Okay.
I mean, let them ripen. You know. Right. Basically, that's what I'm saying. You got to let them ripen so that you know that you get the full impact of the lemon. That's all.
Okay.
All right. Let's give this a scrape. Other one. So it's just 2 eggs. In the other recipe with the lemon log, the lemon ball, use 3 eggs here. So we're using only 2 eggs because we're gonna roll this out. Okay, it's gonna make it more of a short dough than a lighter cookie dough.
Okay.
And which will make it easier to roll out. It'll be more firm. It'll be more for what we're looking for in this particular purpose.
Okay.
So.
All right. So far we have a pound of butter, 2.5 cups of sugar, juice of 2 lemons that are ripened,
and 2 eggs.
And 2 eggs.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. Next up, we need 6 cups of all-purpose flour. Big 4-cup measuring. This is a quart. This is 4 cups.
I'll tell you, I love the one I've got at home.
I think this was like my mom's. It might have been. All right. There's 1. So that's 4 cups right there. We only need 2 more. right. You want to make it nice and stiff, but you don't want to kill the mixer either.
Sure.
And it's always best to, get it the first time. Okay, you don't want to just like add some flour and then add more flour and then add more flour. Get it all in, mix it, and have it be what it is. Okay, if you keep trying to mix it and then tighten it and mix it and tighten it, you'll end up mixing 10 cups of flour and it'll just keep getting smoother and smoother. And now you're creating a gluten, which is, not what you want in a nice, delicate cookie. Okay, so all that being said, we're going to give this one final mix. I'll give it a scrape too, of course, but we want to be, quick and simple with this guy. All right. Oh, and now the mixer's starting to work. Look at that. This is going to be perfect. I can tell by the way it's all crumbly. Now, once it all comes together, it'll be done. And I'm not even going to have to scrape it because look at the bottom. It's pulling it all away. See? Bring the camera out to show right down in there. See what I'm saying? See how it's all pulled away?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
See, it comes out like a ball.
Yeah. So basically this and this is pretty much exactly all the same consistency. Okay.
Nice.
So on a this is just that perfect consistency that you don't have to actually scrape at the bottom, which is very rare. Most things you want to scrape continually. Okay, so we're going to call that good because we don't want to overmix it. God forbid. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy and chill it like we would a cutout cookie dough. Mm-hmm. So the consistency you're looking for here is Play-Doh. See how it's just like Play-Doh?
Yeah.
And notice how pale it is, how non-yellow it is. Remember how bright it was?
Yeah.
Okay, look at that. That's not bright now.
No.
Okay, so we're going to take this. See how I just reached all the way down to the bottom? And I scooped what's on the bottom. See this?
Yeah.
That is now going to be on top. Okay? Okay, so now all this. Get it all. Remember, that's where our flavor is. Okay. Now, why am I flattening it out like this so much? So that I don't have to wait all day for it to chill in the cooler.
And also probably gets easier to work with later.
Exactly. Yeah. When you have a big giant ball that's all firm in the fridge and you got to, that's a lot of work. This here, I'll cut a piece off. Boom. Done. Easy peasy. All right. So I'm going to put this in the fridge. And what's going to be a few minutes for us will be just a moment for you. So hold on a minute.